Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today I wanted to talk about relaxing, unwinding after a long busy day, and self-care, and mainly the type of self-care that isn't focused on outer beauty. I feel like many people, especially women, when they think of self-care, they think in terms of, taking a hot bath, doing a face mask, painting their nails, and all of that is of course absolutely fine, can be super relaxing, can be a very pleasant ritual for many people, but I feel like there are other things you can do that are maybe a little bit more meaningful, more fulfilling, and that are more like self-care for your inner beauty, perhaps, than your outward appearance. These will be some of my favorite ways to relax and get my mind off of the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Firstly, I want to say that when you're trying to relax, especially after you've had a long, busy, maybe stressful day, it is really tempting to just sit down behind a screen and be entertained by digital media. So watching Netflix, watching YouTube videos, scrolling through social media. And even though that can be very comfortable and enjoyable, I feel like true relaxation, the kind that leaves you replenished and energized at the other end of it, happens offline and away from screens. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on today. And actually I wanted to start with a rather big and maybe the most important thing that you can do, and that is to find a hobby. I feel like when we are young, when we're children and teenagers, we have all these different hobbies that we like to spend our time on. Somewhere along the line, we tend to lose those, or we fall into the trap of losing them because, life happens and we get busy, we have responsibilities, we have maybe other people to take care of, and it's harder to find time for those hobbies that we used to enjoy so much when we were younger. However, the beauty of having a hobby is that it sparks passion. It has the ability to light a little fire inside of you and awaken feelings that are different from the feelings you feel when you do everything else and all the things you have to do and all the things that you do on a daily basis. There is something so beautiful in just being completely immersed in doing something that you absolutely love doing and that you do just for fun. And I do think that that is a really important point to keep in mind, to really only do it for fun. If you have a hobby or you maybe find a new hobby, if you try and look for it, try and really keep this to yourself. It's very tempting, and especially nowadays, I feel like this is kind of become the new standard or something that is expected. Once you find a hobby that you really enjoy and you are maybe good at it, you are kind of expected to turn it into a business or make it lucrative somehow, start selling, start advertising, or find a job in the field of your hobby. And while all of this, of course, is amazing, and if it does work out, that's fantastic, but you do run the danger of then losing something that brings a lot of value to your life in non-monetary ways, in the form of being a hobby, being a place where you can go to free your mind, relieve stress, and find that passion again. Because no matter what it is that you do, as soon as you take any hobby and turn it into a job, it will no longer give you those same feelings and that same joy and that same relaxation that you get from it when you just do it for yourself with no strings attached. So when you find a new hobby or rediscover an old one, or you find something that sparks that passion in you, that gives you that drive again, cherish it as a hobby the same way you used to when you were younger, when it wasn't important to make money or to get better at things or to display things to the whole world. And try and not do all of those things, unless of course they enhance the joy that you get from doing your hobby. This one is just for fun and it is just for you, and you're gonna do it whenever you feel like doing it, and you're not gonna do it whenever you don't feel like doing it, and you are going to get better at it at your own pace, and you will display something when you're proud of it, and you won't display all the other things, and maybe you won't display anything at all, and maybe you will really enjoy documenting the whole process. It's all up to you. This is your thing, but try and find some time in your life to dedicate to something like this, because it is so nourishing for the soul. So I feel like this is a good place to talk about today's sponsor for a little bit, which is Skillshare. And Skillshare is an online learning community that offers a myriad of courses and classes where you can learn all kinds of creative skills that might become your new hobby, or where you can improve in any hobbies that you used to have when you were younger or that you still actively keep. So my little hobby thing that is just for me is art, visual art. I was one of those people that grew up with a pencil in their hands. I was always drawing. I learned to paint when I was a little bit older, and it's something that I've always really enjoyed doing. And I would spend hours and hours and hours when I was in high school just drawing over and over again, and it is something I really enjoyed. So I have recently taken to Skillshare to learn more about drawing and art and kind of reignite that spark within me, because it's something I really want to get back into. So I recently followed a course called Teach Yourself to Draw Anything, a step-by-step process by Hayden Aube, who goes over some kind of tricks that you can use, ways to look at things in a way that you can then draw almost anything that you want to draw. It's really cool, and I actually made a whole playlist of art-related courses and classes on Skillshare that I want to follow in the coming months to start practicing my art again. I think that'd be really nice to do. Skillshare classes are all really short and compact so that you can easily fit them into, you know, even a busy lifestyle. Skillshare is a membership and it is really affordable, especially when you compare it to real life courses and workshops. It is only around $10 a month, and Skillshare are actually giving away 2 free months of a premium membership to the first 500 people to click the link in the description box. So do be sure to check that out. There's a lot you can learn in 2 months. So a big thank you to Skillshare for that. Another one of my favorite things to do to unwind and relax and practice some self-care is actually to care for plants. I really enjoy gardening, I guess you could say. I don't have a garden, but I do have loads and loads of houseplants and a little balcony that is often filled with plants around spring and summertime. And I really enjoy just taking the time to really see what all the plants need, care for them, get rid of any dead or dying leaves, replenish the soil they're in, really take care of the living things in my home, because they are of course living things and they do require a bit of care, and it can be so calming and so rewarding to do that. It's also manual labor, which for me is always really relaxing, something that I don't have to think about too much, getting your hands dirty. The next thing you can do is to make yourself a homemade snack or a whole homemade meal, something that you have cooked with your own hands, something that you know exactly what ingredients are in it, something that is made with love, and something that you know will be nurturing for your body in the more literal sense. Find yourself a new recipe using your favorite ingredients, hop into the kitchen and make something, and then sit down and enjoy it, and enjoy the fact that this is something that's going to be good for your body and for your taste buds, and just overall goodness everywhere. The next thing you can do is to engage in a ritual of some sort that is really comforting and relaxing to you. So this could be literally anything, but any kind of sequence of tasks or motions or whatever that brings you comfort is eligible for this point. So this could be actually where you take a bath and paint your nails and do the whole kind of beauty ritual thing. For me personally, I really enjoy making myself a cup of tea the proper way. I recently made a video where I explained kind of how you can make the perfect cup of tea. So I like to go through all of those steps, pick out a loose leaf tea from my collection, and then I like to sit down and really just enjoy the tea as well, mindfully not doing anything else at the same time, just sitting there with the tea. And that is always a moment that I really enjoy, and that really helps me relax and unwind after a long busy day. But this could be anything else, of course. I already mentioned the beauty ritual, but you could also think of cleaning around the house, for example. I know some people find that really relaxing. Or if you're religious, then prayer, maybe tuning and cleaning your musical instruments. That's another one of those rituals that people can find really relaxing. Think outside of the box, find whatever ritual brings you peace and perform it. And then the last thing, and this is a huge tip as well, is to get out into nature. There is nothing that can put things into perspective for me and kind of refresh my mind like a good long walk in nature, preferably several days in a row, and sleeping in nature as well. That is the perfect thing for me to do to really hit reset on everything. But even just a short little 15-minute walk outside in the park is perfect. Just find any little stretch of nature that you can go there and smell the air, look at the trees, look at how nature is changing. We're in between seasons right now and there's a lot happening in nature. The gentle exercise of that is also fantastic for relaxing and also just general health, as well as mental health, which of course we cannot neglect. If walking isn't your thing, then any other type of gentle exercise, I can highly recommend biking if that is safe in your area to do. But yes, those are some of my top favorite things, things you can do for relaxation and self-care that isn't focused on outer beauty. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for loads more beauty and lifestyle content. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out the link in the description for their offer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!